So you guys, welcome to this tutorial. This is the first episode in the series of tutorials I'll be calling tricks on Pixellab, and in this series I'll just be showing you how to achieve various things using Pixellab, various design tricks actually using Pixellab. And what we'll be learning in this particular one is how to blend images to a background. So I'll be opening up a project that I worked on, and this is just to show you what I mean. So you can see that the images here in this flyer, they fade into the background. They fit in. You can't see an obvious cut. Let's also check another sample project that I did. So you can see in this project, her image, you can see down there, the thing just faded into and blended into the background. So that is what I will be teaching you in this tutorial. If you're new to this channel, please make sure that you're subscribed. If you're a returning subscriber, make sure you like this video and be sure to leave a comment so that the algorithm will recommend this video to others who find it useful. So for this tutorial, we'll be using this image of a man of God I respect so much. This is Reverend Chris Okolo, and so let's just centralize the image a bit. The background color is kind of a bit off. Let's change that background color to purple. Okay, so we have the background color there. Now it's contrasting better. So we have our image right there. There are several methods to blend images to your background. Let's say you have a plain background like this, for example. Now the first method is you'll be using shapes in Pixellab. That is where you get shapes from. So you just want to add like a square or rectangle shape and scroll through. You see gradients. Click on gradient, fill color, then click on the plus button. Once you click on gradient, click on the plus button, it's going to bring this whole thing out. You will notice two squares on the left and on the right, just as I've indicated there on the screen, right? So you want to tap on the box and then tap on the bucket. It will open up this. Now click on the dropper tool on the top right hand, just as I indicated. It will select the background color. Just click on the check mark right there on top and then click on OK to take you back here. Click on the second box to your left and again click on the paint bucket icon. So just tap on the paint bucket icon just like that, the way you did the first one. Now you want to drag this slider, the third slider, right? Drag it to the extreme left. We're trying to create a transparent to purple feel, so just drag it to the very extreme left and click OK. Then you can actually adjust by dragging as you deem fit. We just want to create a gradient that will move from transparent to our background color, which in this case is purple. So notice how I moved that and then click on OK. So you can see that our shape has formed with the color we want. Now all we need to do is to adjust it till it covers the image the way we want. You can still go back to the gradient view and adjust as you deem fit, just change the shape and all of that. Now this is a tutorial and I don't want it to get too long, so I might not really make it all so perfect, but you can already see it's blending and it's working. So yeah, this is method number 1. So for method number 2, we'll be using stickers. Still under the same option, you see stickers option right there. Yes, just tap on stickers and you'll notice something appear on your screen on the top left. Now don't click on the check mark. If you click on it, it's going to disappear for some reason. I don't know why. So once you tap on stickers, just tap anywhere outside of your project, anywhere at all, and it will stay. So you want to just expand it and give it the same color, the exact color that your background has, right? The exact color. Then just readjust it. Now it looks as if nothing is happening, but what you need to do is you copy, like duplicate plenty of it, up to even 10 before it starts becoming obvious. And when you duplicate up to a point, of course you can go to your layer panel and merge those ones. It will form a big solid mass. Then you can continue duplicating. If you are patient enough and if you do it very well, it's going to, when you surround the whole image and adjust it properly, you would succeed in blending the image into the background. You can already see that it is blending in. So yeah, that's method number 2. Now method number 3 is pretty similar to this, but we'll not be using the stickers too. After everything you can always merge, but remember in Pixellab, once you merge, it is usually impossible to unmerge, so be careful how you're merging. Yeah, that was method number 2. Now for method number 3, it's almost similar. We'll be using the draw tool right there. Now when you click on draw, you'd see pen size, you'd see smoothness, you'd see a number of options. What you want to do is select your background color, the exact background color, Then increase the pen size to the highest, increase the smoothness to the highest, increase the blur radius to the highest, and just one tap on your screen, your workspace, just a tap, this would appear. Now this is easier and a lot faster than method number 2. So you just want to drag it, position it properly, then the same way you did the other one, you copy, and adjust it all around the image the way you want to blend it, and you can merge just like we did in the other one till the way you deem fit. This is an easier method than the method number 2. Now there's one last method which I usually use, especially if my background is not a plain colored background. That method is a surefire method of blending into your background. If at this point you are not yet subscribed to this channel, you are really missing out on a lot. Make sure you subscribe, and yes, leave a comment. What other tutorials should I create in this series? So method number 4, is it number 4? Uses the eraser on the image. So you want to tap on the image, scroll through the options and click on eraser, and it will come up with this option. Now take note of the top, there are 2 different knobs or sliders, right? This is slider number 1 and this is slider number 2. Green pointer, orange pointer. The orange pointer has to do with the size of the eraser, the green pointer has to do with the hardness of the eraser. So if I increase the hardness knob to the highest, it's going to erase, but it will not be as hard or as sharp as if the knob was on 0. Okay, the other one just has to do with the size. Now the trick here is that when you are erasing on the edge, make sure that your slider is not too big, but at the same time is not too small. Just erase with a normal sized slider. Then as you approach where you want the blending to happen, you keep reducing the size of the eraser gradually. Just keep reducing it. So it can be big, yes, you just erase the edges, but as you're approaching where you want to blend, you reduce the size of the eraser. The hardness should always be on the highest. So reduce the size of the eraser, and then it will finally, sometimes you have to rub on your screen. Most times if you see me designing and I'm trying to blend an image, I'm rubbing on my screen like that, you'll be wondering what is this guy doing. But yeah, that's just us trying to get a perfect blending of an image into a background. So you can as well zoom in. You can see the zoom button there on top to get a sharper erase. You can zoom in and keep blending, keep scratching, keep scraping till you get what you really want to get. And when you're done, just click on the check mark. You would notice that some areas are not really properly blended. I didn't really take my time. You can see that these other areas are blended, but the other side is not. You take note of where did not blend very well, and you can easily go back to eraser and brush off those sides. Remember, hardness on the highest, increase the hardness, or rather, yes, increase the hardness slider, and then reduce the size to the lowest, and then fine tune those areas very well. I wouldn't want for this video to get too long, so I'm not going to take my time doing all of that, but already you get the drift, right? So this I showed you 4 methods of how to blend an image into any background whatsoever. It will blend properly. Yes, any of these methods you use. The last method is for when your background is not really a solid color. I'm really sure that you found this video helpful, and yeah, this was episode 1. I'll see you guys in episode 2 of the series of tricks and tips on Pixellab. Be sure to drop a comment if you found this useful. If you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe. I beg you, please subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.